What's going on, everybody? Product Probes back at you with another knife review, and today we're doing Amazon's most popular selling knife. It is the TF434 by Tac Force. I can see why this thing is probably the best selling, because when you think of everyday carry knives, a knife like this is just real simple, straight to the point, but seems to hold up really well. The trigger is really good. So let's go ahead, let's dive into it, and let's see what this thing's got. Alright, so first thing I want to look at is definitely going to be this trigger. The trigger, well, let me give you a close-up on it. If you look at the trigger right here, it is rather large, so you can actually get your pointer right there on it. So I like that aspect of it, but with it being spring assisted, bam, this thing pops open pretty quick. Definitely not the fastest, but it pops on open, and if you give it a little flick, it's even better. So let's go over some details of this knife. So right down here, starting with the back, you have a nice pointed glass breaker right there, window breaker. That thing is actually really sharp. Boom, I like that. And moving on down, you've got your seatbelt cutter right here. Solid black handle, and it's going to be a plastic handle, just a standard plastic handle, but it's just a plastic overlay on your stainless steel mechanism right there. Moving on up, your thumb ramp seems to be just high enough to where you can get back and really get control of your cut downs. Moving on down, you got your standard drop point blade with your, oh, look at that, it's a dual thumb studs right there for a different way of releasing the blade. Have a large belly down here for cutting, which I'll get the measurements on that here in just a second. Got your choil. Moving on down, got your standard liner lock right down there, and it is a silver, just a steel mechanism there. And then moving on down, the grip is actually, it's not terrible. I like to be able to hold, especially if I flip to a defensive stance. That glass breaker is pretty sharp, and I like to put my thumb up there. However, if you're just using it for cutting, well, it kind of sticks you in the palm a little bit. And, you know, different hands are going to have different problems with knives. But in my case, the way I'm holding it, that glass breaker is hitting right there in the palm. It's not a deal breaker or anything, but I can still cut down. Yeah, it's actually not too bad, that little window breaker. So, got it closed. Let's finish the details out on it. So, right here you have a nice belt clip, and I like this because it goes all the way up to the, I guess the back of the knife. So it's going to sit all the way in your pocket. You know, a lot of times they'll have belt clips down here. We have, you know, this much knife sticking out. But in this case, it's actually sitting down really well. And since we're already on it, this thing seems to be pretty beefy. Let's go check it out and see what it looks like in the pocket. Alright guys, let's see what this thing looks like in the pocket. The belt clip seems to be fairly decent, so let's check it out. So, just facing frontwards right here. It feels a little heavy, but I can reach my hands in my pocket, no problem. It's got a good feel to it. Now, one hand pull out, let's see what we got. Hey, it slides out pretty good, and your trigger's right there. The slide in is not bad either. Let me show y'all close up. So, as you can see right here, single hand pull out, bam. And then you push it back in right there. Guys, it's not too bad at all. The print on it, as you can see, it's actually not bad. You know, down here, of course, when you get to your seatbelt cutter, you are going to have some print. But it's really not bad. As I was saying, I can stick my hands in my pocket. On the concealed side of it, I'll show you right here. I don't have a super long shirt on, but with it fitting all the way down in your pocket, you will be able to at least conceal that aspect of it if you were to put it anywhere else on your person. So that's good. Now, again, one more time. You're looking right here. Pull out. Trigger is right there. Bam. And guys, you're ready to ride. Alright, so not too bad in the pocket. For an everyday carry, this is definitely the way to go. Now, they do make some without the glass breaker or the seatbelt cutter. Don't know if you want to go that route, But with me, I would go that route just because this thing is a little sharp. However, when I pull it out of the pocket, my trigger is right there, and I can sit there and cut on whatever I want. I like that aspect of it. Now, with your drop point blades, it's going to be your traditional everyday carry blade right here. And what a drop point is it's basically you take your finger or whatever, and if you follow the spine of that blade, it's just going to be a gradual slope all the way down to the tip. Now, that's going to give you more control. You can actually do detailed work. Now, it's not going to be as sharp when you point, but a lot of hunters like to use them. So if they stab into an animal, they're not puncturing, organs or whatever. So this is a great utility knife as well because of the control you can have on this blade. That's a good thing. Now, to test out the sharpness of this thing, guys, it might not be too bad. I just got some hairs. I don't know if you can see them on that blade right there, but that glare is killing it on that blade. However, let's go see how sharp this thing really is. Alright, so let's see how this thing does with a single cut right here. So, if I can get it to catch, which it does, guys, for it to be right out of the box like this, it's really not bad. And I think this is a $12 knife. Bam. I mean, of course, you're not getting clean cuts, but this thing does grab. So, now what I want to do is go check out the point and the cut down of this knife. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty good because of the reviews of this thing that it is going to be at least fairly sharp, so let's give it a shot. Now, on the cut down, catches just fine. Boom, slices. Not too bad, guys. Let's try it now at an angle. Still catches fine. A little bit of rips there with the angle cutting, but not bad. Now, with a drop point, you're not going to have such a sharp tip, but let's see. Definitely has a little bit of push, but not much at all. Slice down, clean cuts all the way through it. And guys, this thing is pretty dadgum sharp. Alright, so as you can see, for a cheaper knife like this, the blade is not terrible. So right out of the box, definitely if you threw it on a sharpener once or twice. Now if you're carrying it for a long time, given the fact that it's a stainless steel, you're definitely going to have to keep an edge on it. However, right out of the box, it's really not bad at all. So, what I did like about the blade is that it didn't have a whole lot of push, and the belly is so large. So what I want to do is go see how long this blade is, how long the knife is, and how much it weighs to get a better idea of if I really want to use this as an everyday carry. So let's go ahead, let's get the weight and measurements of this thing. Alright, so got the scale here zeroed out. Let's see how much this thing weighs. So 5.2, wow. So yeah, that is a little on the heavy side. Wow, yeah, 5.2. So, unless I'm going crazy, I don't see this being a super long knife. Let's see what we're looking at here. Counting the glass breaker, it's going to be right at 8 inches. So, yeah, that is a super heavy knife. Now, with the blade, we're going to be looking at 3 inches right there. And with your sharpness, yeah, 3-inch blade on it. And you could go 3.5, but down here it's not really going to matter where your choil is. And then fully closed, we've got 4.5 inches and then 4 3/4 inches really because of that top part that's given a little bit. But that whole thing is going to sit down in your pocket rather nice. So guys, the measurements on it are fine. It's just a tad heavy for an EDC. Okay, so it is a little on the heavy side when you think of everyday carry knives, but it's because of this extra weight they have added down here at the bottom. But it's really not a deal breaker, guys. This thing is a simple everyday carry knife, and if you're looking just for one to beat up and to really just work with all the time, this might be the way to go. It seems to lock fine, and it's got everything you could really want. No serration on there, which I like personally with my everyday carries. I don't like the half serrations, but if you needed to cut rope or something, it's probably good for that aspect. But guys, this isn't a bad knife. The pros on it, I mean, they're all over the place. The speed of the trigger is really good. It's made well. It's a super simple knife. The con is only, this could just be me. As I'm holding the knife on the cut down, I have that glass breaker sticking in my palm, which I don't like. And if I flip it to a defensive stance, I like to have my thumb right there. And I can normally do it with some of them, but this one just seems to be a little bit too sharp. So I would have to move it down. And with me, I don't really get a whole lot of control like that. I like to have my thumb there on that. Other than that, that's really not that big a deal. This thing is really cool. So, super simple, guys. The thumb studs, let's see. Yeah, it's a larger knife. There it goes. So the one-hand deployment right there, one-hand close, you're not going to have a problem. So, guys, hope this review helped some. I know it was super simple, but this is a super simple knife. So I will leave the link in the description if you want to go check it out. And if you've already been looking at it, you can just hit that link. It'll take you right to this thing. But this is the TacForce 434, the TF434. Super popular knife on Amazon, if not the most popular when it comes to just volume of sales because of the sales rank on it. But I can see why. So guys, hope the review helped some. If it did, hit the like button. Let us know in the comments section. And if you want a chance to win a knife like this, go check out our Friday night knife giveaways. We give away knives every single Friday. And all you do is subscribe and leave a comment. It's super simple. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead and do it. I'll see you there. And if not, I'll see y'all in the next one.